Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are back in Sprocket yet again, and today we're actually going to be building a tank with a massive cannon in the hull. It's actually going to have a cannon in the hull and a normal turret on the top as well, and hopefully it will work really well. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? Okay, so let's go ahead and start out by doing the tracks, as we pretty much usually do. I am going to have this sprocket at the front, which might seem a little bit strange, but we're going to go with that. And I guess it's actually going to be quite large. We're going to go with that as well. I am going to raise that up slightly, and I'm going to raise this up slightly as well. There we go. And at the rear, I guess I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger too. So the idler wheel, let's go ahead and drag that to be a little bit larger. There we go. I'm going to space this into 2, I think. So groups of 2. That would be pretty nice. Or actually, no, groups of 3. Let's do that. There we go, groups of 3. We will separate it so there's 2 at the front and 3 at the back. Is that weird? Maybe a little bit. Alright, so I've raised these guys up a little bit, and I've dropped this guy down a little bit because I thought that made sense. What we'll do now is increase the thickness of the track up to 150, as we pretty much always do. We're then going to increase the length of the tracks to 250, there we go. And then I guess we can actually go to track segments and change them. I think I want them looking like this, but we're going to make them a lot longer, so 350 instead. That looks weird, but kind of cool. Okay, the more I think about this, the more I think it should be a little bit smaller. So we're going to go with 110 instead. There you go. They're a little bit flatter now, and I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. Alright, so now that that's been done, let's go ahead and make it skinnier, because I like the idea of doing that. So 325 is what we're going to go with. That does mean all of these guys are going to have to be skinnier as well. For example, the road wheels, I guess they are going to have to come in. So they're going to have to do something like this. Alright, cool. And I guess also the idler wheel needs to come in as well. So we'll go ahead and just do that. There we go. And then I think if we go to config, we should be able to adjust these guys in. There we go. Nice. Yeah, I actually don't think that looks too bad. I wouldn't mind making these wheels a little bit bigger though. So let's go to road wheels and go to diameter of those guys and make them bigger. Yeah, that looks nicer anyway. Alright, so looking at it, I think I actually want to go with... I guess actually one of these. There we go. And then all of the road wheels are going to look like that as well. There we go. And then I guess the return rollers and stuff like that don't really matter. We'll go with that. And I do need to poke those guys in a little bit. And the sprocket wheel is going to look like this. Alright, sick. That actually doesn't look too bad. But yeah, let's go to width of these guys and bring them in. Nice. Yeah, overall, kind of cool. Okay, so what are we going to do from there? Well, we're going to go straight into actually trying to build the entire tank. So let's go and drop this guy down like so. I'm then going to grab each of these guys and drop those guys down quite a bit too. And that's going to be a relatively small little angle right there. I do think I want to move these guys backwards to the tracks first though, because that's essentially where it should be. Alright, cool. So a little bit of an angle, that seems pretty good. We're then going to have a little bit of a flat piece. There we go, so bring that up, tiny bit of a flat piece. And then we're going to go ahead and extend it again. If we can, so extend this, and that guy is going to go backwards a little bit like so. Alright, I might actually angle that bit a little bit too. Maybe like this. Hey, there we go. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and lift this guy upwards quite a bit. And I am going to drop this guy backwards. Actually, no, we'll leave it about there. That's fine. Okay, so from there, what are we going to do? Well, this is where the cannon goes, and also the driver, which is really weird. But yes, let's go ahead and build that up like that. That looks pretty good. We will angle this piece slightly, and I guess, now that we've done that, we should bring it forward slightly too. There we go. Okay, looks a bit weird, but also cool. Alright, so Sprocket Mount is going to be one of these guys instead, and I do think that ends up looking a lot nicer. I would actually end up making this like a lot bigger overall, but I think we'll stick with this for now. Oh, and I am going to extend this guy upwards, which means I'm going to extend this guy upwards a little bit, and I'm going to do something with these guys too. There we go. I wouldn't mind actually bringing these two upwards as well, just like this, and then maybe extending it down on the bottom afterwards. I think that would be pretty good. Alright, so if you guys can guess what this is based on so far, then let me know. But, yes, I think I'm going to add the turret now. Sorry, not the turret, I mean the gun. I actually kind of want it to be on the sides, so this is going to be kind of interesting, and I don't know how it's going to go. But I'm going to go ahead and split this right here, and we're going to try and extend this to add the gun on. But obviously we can't mirror it, So stop mirroring. This is something that I don't generally do, but let's go ahead and do it anyway. So drop this down until it sort of fits there. And I think I will squidge it a little bit so it looks like this. And there is going to be a huge cannon behind this. So we do need to, like, watch out for that. Let's go ahead and build this out a little bit further. Drop it down so that it actually fits very well down there. There we go. And I don't mind that. So the driver would go here. The gun would go here. The reloader guy would be back there somewhere. And the breach would be back there too. I think that's fine. Alright, so I'm legit going to go straight back to mirroring, and that will be okay. Let's go to edges, and I'm going to split this way. I'm then actually going to go ahead and build this backwards, just a little tiny touch, and I will grab the faces back here, extend those upwards, a little bit like so. Go ahead and drag these guys in, just like this, and I guess also backwards a little bit too. Yeah, that doesn't look terrible. I don't think so anyway. Alright, so, I want to go to this, and I want to go to separation, and I'm actually going to bring those guys in a little bit, and I think that'll look quite nice. We're then going to go to fenders, and we are actually going to slap some of these guys on there, I think. So let's go ahead and do that, and bring them up to the right height. There we go. Separation, we're going to shove those guys in, and I guess width of them has to come in a hell of a lot too. There we go. Alright, front offset. Let's go ahead and bring that guy backwards like so. I'm then going to go to the front and use one of these guys, and I'm going to angle it just like this. There. That doesn't look too bad, actually. It doesn't look too shabby. And I think we'll leave it just like that. Yeah, don't see why not. Okay, so I actually want this to be a little bit more squad. So we're going to go to tracks, and I'm going to drop this guy down a little bit more, which means I'm going to drop this guy down a little bit more, and possibly even this guy down a little bit more too. There we go. What that allows us to do is go to fenders, and actually drop this down quite a bit as well. So we can do that. Yes. Okay. Sick. What we can do from there is actually add... Where are they? These guys to the sides. Because I think that's kind of what I want to do. And obviously that'll be on both sides. So shove that on there. Go ahead and make it a little bit skinnier, just like this. And I guess we'll actually just raise this a little bit too. There we go. Yeah, something like that would actually be really cool. And yes, I'm going to add 2 of those. There we go. Very nice indeed. I want the exhaust to go on the side back here somewhere. I wouldn't mind actually adding another one of these. I know it's not really normal to do that, but actually it doesn't look too bad. And yeah, the exhaust is going to go right here somewhere. Okay, so let's go straight to it. Engine, yes, I want to use one of these guys as the exhaust piece. And I'm just going to make it huge. There we go. Obviously, I want it on both sides. This guy's going to get flipped over. And I do think that looks sick. That actually looks really good. Yeah, I'm loving this so far. Okay, it's now time for engine pieces. I don't mind actually going with one of these, but I do think it's going to look kind of ugly. So I want to try and fit one of these guys onto there. And I want to make it longer just like this. That actually looks cool already. And then I sort of want to just add another one the other way around. So somewhat like... this, I guess. Yeah, sure. That doesn't actually seem too bad. Let's go ahead and do that a little bit. There we go. We'll then move this backwards to there. Okay, awesome. And yeah, I don't really mind that. I might even add some of these guys, if I can make them small enough, on the side. So one there and one there. And we'll probably leave it like that. Sure. Alright, so now that all that's done, I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more decoration, try and make it look a little bit nicer, and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is where I'm at right now, and I do think I do actually want to add some rivets to this thing. So that is the next thing that I'm going to do. I've added a bunch of detail on the back. I do think that looks quite nice. And I added like the driver hatch and a little bit on the front, but not really too much. So let's go and add rivets to this thing, and then we'll be back, and I think it's time to add the turret. Okay, so rivets have been added literally everywhere, and I did say maybe it's time to add the turrets. However, it isn't actually. What I'm gonna do is add a gun onto this piece right here. So let's go ahead and find a mantlet that we want to use. It is likely gonna be this one, not gonna lie, and we're gonna go ahead and shove it straight onto there. So let's go ahead and make this a really big round. We're gonna go with a 155mm gun. There we go. I want it to look kind of insane, so that's what we're doing. And I am gonna hide it, so we're gonna go ahead and shove it there. So the mantlet is actually very, very tiny. We're going to make this even smaller, so we're going to go with 0.2. There we go. And I think I'm going to make that like 50 and make this like 50 as well. So it does look like a really big cannon. We're then going to go from there, and that's going to be like 15, and this is going to be 15. And I guess we're going to go ahead and make that like 1. Nah, that's too big. 0.7. There we go. I think that is the size of the cannon that I actually want down there. Yes, so it's actually quite big, but also really small. Alright, and for that, we are going to need a gunner's sight. I'd actually really like to put it up here, but unfortunately, this gunner's sight is... I don't know, maybe it's going to have to go here. I kind of want it to go somewhere else. Like, up here would actually be quite nice, but I don't know. So I think I'm just going to go and shove it down here with it. And we can see, so I guess that's going to be okay. Sure. Okay, so what I'm going to do from there is actually increase the propellant length until it's like 575. There we go. And I guess I could increase the length of the barrel to work that out, but I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to at all, actually. Muzzle brake, I guess I could add one of those to the end as well, but I don't know if I like that. I don't feel like it should have one. So we're not gonna. Alright, sure. I'm leaving this literally as is. We're gonna have to add some rounds for it somewhere and hide them in the tank. But for now, that's okay. We're then gonna have a smaller gun on the turret. Alright, so I guess it's turret time. I don't want to do anything too crazy with this. So let's just go ahead and shove something on here and I guess try and make something fit with it. I don't want to go with the circular route that I always do, but maybe I do. We'll see. Alright, let's do it. So, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I think what I'm going to do is just shove this down somewhat like this. Yes. We're then going to go to this piece and this guy. There you go. Drag those guys forwards like this and drag them out to the side. Only slightly. There you go. Bring it backwards a little bit more and that's it. Yeah. Might have to angle this piece as well, unfortunately, but that's fine. There you go. And then I guess from there, we're going to have to sort out everything else. Don't know what the back end of this thing should look like, but let's go and extend it. Have a bit of a flat piece, that's good. And then extend it again, and we'll have this piece come backwards and go inwards slightly, and then maybe do it again. There we go. Somewhat like that. I think that's actually quite a nice turret shape. I think so, anyway. What I want to do from there is actually grab each of these and bring those up. There we go. Even nicer turret shape, I think. And then we're going to go ahead and select all of it. And I'm going to try and shape it to look right. So I'm going to bring these guys out to here. Bring this guy forwards a little bit. There we go. And then this guy and this guy are going to go inwards slightly. Even further. There we go. That actually doesn't look too terrible. What I want to do from there is grab all of this. Drag most of this forwards to here. And that's how it's going to rotate. Yeah. Honestly, not too bad. Alright, with that being said though, I do think it should be a little bit bigger, so let's go ahead and extend this guy upwards. Then we're going to go ahead and grab this one and these two, and just send those backwards like this. And then, I don't know, I feel like it should be even longer at the back. So I'm going to extend this backwards a little bit, grab these two, extend that bit backwards as well, and then these two, and do that too. There we go. Okay, yeah, I think that's going to work. Okay, I've shoved a little bit in at the back because I felt like that might make some sense, I guess. We're then going to extend this guy backwards a little bit further and slightly up as well. There we go. So I'm going to leave the turret like that instead. Yeah. I don't know. Is that weird? Maybe. Anyway, what I want to do from here is actually add the mantlet to the inside of that. The mantlet is just going to be one of these guys. I'm going to shove it there. And then I'm going to build some details around this. And hopefully just make it look a little bit nicer. Okay, so there we go. I've added a bunch of rivets, I've added some ladders, I've added some other things, as well as a commander's cupola, because I feel like all of that makes sense to add. I would also like to do something like this, but I don't know if that's going to fit very well. We'll see. Because I think this bit is actually sort of round. And as you guys can see at the bottom right here, it sort of went through it, didn't it? Look at that. It's really weird. Anyway, let's go ahead and see if we can fit this on at least a little bit. But I do think we're going to have some issues with it. We'll see. Anyway, let's go ahead and send this guy from here downwards. There we go. Very nice. That's good. And we'll do this one as well down to there, I guess? I don't really know. Down to there, that's fine. And we'll leave it just like that. Hopefully it looks good on both sides. I think it does. What we're going to do now is actually try and move the actual cannon. Because I want to, so let's go ahead and move that. And I guess we're going to try and make it work. So, it's going to be a 76mm gun. There we go. I am going to make it fatter, and I'm also going to make it longer, and then hopefully that'll be pretty good. Propellant length is going to be massive. We're going to go with 1000. There you go. Caliber of the gun is 76mm, and this is going to be our primary weapon. I will set it to 2. This one is going to be set to 3, and it is not our primary weapon. Okay, fantastic. So, start thickness, we're going to go with 55, end thickness, 55, and then we're going to extend it from there and make this 2 meters long. Okay, 15 on there, and 15 on here. Bosh. That is essentially how I want it to look. Muzzle brake, I might go with one of these guys, just because I can. So there we go. That's essentially how I want this tank to look. I feel like the turret looks too small, but maybe that's okay. Alright, so before we do anything else, let's go to livery. Yes, we're obviously not going to have it that color. Saturation up, brightness down. Maybe this actually, brightness lower. That actually doesn't look like too bad of a color, I suppose. Brightness even lower, there we go. Something like that actually doesn't look terrible. Oh, I don't know. Condition a little bit better. Grime a little bit. You know what? I kind of want to go for one of these though. You know, sometimes it makes sense to actually go with like a normal thing. Rather than trying to come up with our own color anyway. Hue? Metallic, yes. Roughness, yeah. Scale? Don't really care for the scale. Condition a little bit better. And brightness and saturation up. I don't know. Does that look good? Does that look bad? I think that looks pretty cool. Alright, so what do we need? Well, we're going to need another gunner's sight. That is going to go right there and be shoved out a little bit so that we can see. We're also going to need an extra loader and an extra gunner as well. So loader, gunner, there we go. And I do want the space to actually work on this thing. So let's go ahead and make the spacing correct. There we go. Armor thickness on that could go all the way up. And yeah, this is sick. It does look a little bit too chunky, to be honest, but maybe that's fine. Okay, so, firepower, yes, let's go ahead and add some rounds into this. These ones seem like the rounds for the big cannons, so let's go ahead and just put these guys in. We're gonna make... I guess they're gonna be APHE, that's fine. We'll go ahead and have, like, loads of them. Not, like, too many, but, like, quite a few. And we will shove those probably, like, directly behind the gun. Let's go ahead and flip them over so they're the right way around. Okay, I have flipped them wrong, but that's fine. Let's just go ahead and try and make them correct. That's good. Lift it up, push it into the tank. There we go. Push it to the side where the gun is, and lower it down. There we go. So now, the big cannon on the front has rounds. Okay, so I've give the other gun some rounds too. If I press 2, we can actually fire the gun on the top. If I press 3, F3, we should be able to turn and actually fire the gun on the front. There we go, nice. I will give that gun a slight bit of traverse as well, and that should be excellent actually. So let's go ahead and give it 1000 Newton meters of torque. There we go, actually 500. That's okay. We'll give it 500 on this as well, on the elevation. So it can go 3 degrees to the left, but not to the right. I don't understand why that always happens, but it does. Okay, right, good. Well, I think that's fine. So, let's go ahead and give this thing some armor, and then I guess we can fight with it. Yeah, so the way I see this tank is it's a little bit too tall and not wide enough. And I think if we made it wider and not as tall, I think that would actually look a lot better. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this into a fight and see how well it does. Alright, so we're in. Let's go ahead and fight. I don't know how this is going to go, but essentially we are against 2 King Tigers and 2 normal Tigers, and there are actually 4 of my tanks. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to control each one at a time, which gives me a bit of a disadvantage. But anyway, let's go ahead and get ourselves into the battle. Hopefully none of my guys will die behind us, and yeah, hopefully we'll win. Oh, they're already firing. Okay, so enemy Tiger on the hill has been destroyed by a World War II British beast. Alright, cool. Let's go ahead and continue in. Hopefully no one goes through there. And we're just going to go ahead and continue forwards. They are still firing at that guy, and they are firing further across. Down there somewhere. So apparently there's another tank that way. Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. It's a King Tiger. Alright, let's get our big beefy gun on this. So if we press F3. We've got our big beefy gun. Let's go ahead and aim it and fire. Okay, right, that is actually a really big round. Unfortunately, it is actually a PHE, so it might not work as well as maybe you'd hope. Anyway, we got a reload time of 2 seconds. 1 and 0. Fire! Alright, yeah, it's not going to go through from here. We need to go forwards. We do also have our smaller gun, so I'm going to try and shoot him in the front, in the center, and that did actually go through. Oh, we've actually killed it already. Oh, I've been destroyed. Okay, we have been destroyed. The enemy was on our left-hand side. And unfortunately, they do have a really powerful gun, so they will kill us if we are not careful. Alright, King Tiger, he is up there on the hill. He's going to shoot me next. Oh, no. Oh, no. Fire! Okay, I missed. Aim lower and fire again. Okay, that did actually hit. Oh, he's hitting me now. I don't really have very good armor on my front side. So this is not amazing. But let's go ahead and just drive in, I guess? I don't know. I don't really have any other options. Every time that round flies out of that guy's cannon, I'm thinking I'm gonna die. This is scary. Alright. Whilst we're on the move, we will keep trying to fire. Unfortunately, it is a little bit bumpy. So some of the shots are not hitting. But yeah, he has hit me quite a few times in the turret. That's not too good. Keep going though, we got this. Alright, I'm over the runway. Oh, the railway, that's what I meant to say. Fire again. Oh, we did actually hit him that time. And I'm gonna hide behind my tank and keep advancing. Uh-oh, I said hide behind my tank and I just went over a hill and now I'm above my tank. Don't know how many rounds I've got left, but it does seem very low. I think I've only got 2 rounds remaining. That's not amazing. Alright, I can't believe I'm just advancing on a Tiger 2, but I'm trying my best. Alright, here we go. We've only got 1 round remaining in my gun that I think is the only gun that I've got that could go through it. So I need to actually save up. I'm saving up my round. This is not good. Alright, so we need to get ourselves in a situation where we can fire both guns into the side of the enemy and hopefully destroy it. Unfortunately for us, my tank is very long and the beam is not very good. So what that means is it doesn't turn very well. Also, its engine isn't very good either, but that's fine. Oh, he's already spotted me and is shooting me in the side. Okay. I guess we just gotta go in there and fight. Okay. I'm actually just gonna shoot my first round. If it doesn't kill him, I'm gonna have to go with the other rounds. Not good. Oh! I wasn't even looking! That was the last round that we had. And he did die. Amazing! Alright, cool. So, it turns out our tank can take on tigers. It also turns out this cannon on the front doesn't really make that much sense. Unless we make it have bigger propellant, but I don't know. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this thing. Do you think it should be more squat? Because I sort of do. And maybe a little bit wider. And maybe that would actually end up looking a lot better. But anyway, for now, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. And maybe we can design something else a lot like this in the future. But for now, thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.